we have several other commands. So we can use a copy command to copy files from the target to the destination. We can use the move command to move a file from the target to destination. We can use the delete command to delete files. And we can create batch files. A batch file is containing a lot of commands. So we run them one by one. And in the batch file, we can use REM as a command delimiter. So each line starting with REM will not be executed. And we can use a command called call to call another batch file. So batch files can be calling each other. And if you use call, then after that batch file, which was called, finishes, you gain the control back. So you go to the next line. Otherwise, you just hand the control to that batch file, and this batch file will terminate. I don't know if you already understand that, but I think that's necessary because I know some of you don't know it. In today's example, last time I had a transims underscore Shan. This time I have transims feedback underscore Shan. And this is another set of transims that I created. And I think this is the most important, the easiest thing that you can learn. So within this folder, we have a folder called network. And this time, I put all the network files here. The network has been created by me. They are already compiled here. Let me just show you what they are. In this time, let's do that. So I'm going to connect to the license server. Okay. So in this time, I created a network which is like a fishnet. So it's like this. You can view it in ArcGIS when you go back home. So this is a 5 by 5. Actually, this one's 4 by 4. This time I created a network like this, fishnet. And this is an origin. This is the destination. So in my OD matrix, I had 3,000 or 4,000, I couldn't remember, trips, starting from here and ending here. And I have already created a network, and they are all put in this folder. They are already put in this network folder. Okay. The first thing we want to do is to run convert trips. In convert trips, we have input like the last time. So we just need to double click this convert trip thing. Then 4,000 trips. So in the beginning, we have 4,000 trips from the bottom to the top. And these 4,000 trips are assigned. There are only 4 activity locations in this network. One is here, one is here. The other 2 ones are here. So using TransImsNet, I created a lot of activity locations, but I removed a lot of them. I only have 4 activity locations left. We have 2 here and 2 here. So you can see the result better. After running convert trips, we get the outputs. So we have 4 sets of output. And the next step is to copy them and paste them to the input of routers. The next step is to run this router stabilization.batch. But I want to show you what they are. Let me introduce this figure first. So I haven't introduced the concepts of each stage in detail. So in TransIms DTA, in most literatures, we have 3 stages. In the first stage, we see router here, So we run router, we get a lot of plans. From those plans, we can calculate the link delays, not using microcirculator, by using the formulas, which is link sum. We use link sum to calculate the link delay. Then we use link delay in the plan file. We can run plan select to select some households for rerouting based on either the time difference or the V over C ratio of the path. The basic idea is to select those paths with congested links and reroute them using the existing link delay that will produce generated by link sum. And then we just put these selected plans back to router and only do the routing for them. Then we merge all the merge them and go back to link sum and do the whole loop. Does anyone understand this? No, not including you. I mean, do you understand this? I can say that again. Do you understand?
One more time.
Okay, one more time. In the beginning, we run router with all the households with no link delay information. Then we get a plan which indicates all the traffic assignment results, all the paths. Then we can use this tool called plan sum to calculate the travel time or the link delay of each link using the formulas, using the volume delay functions. And after this step, we get link delay information. Using the link delay information and the plan file, the whole plan file, we can then select some plans out of the whole plan, out of the big plan file. For example, we select the plans which have V over C ratio more than 2. So we select that 5% of the plans, for example. And then we put the 5% plans back to router. So router will only reroute those 5% households or 5% plans according to this link delay information. The link delay information is already there. So we use, in the router, we use new link delay information and to reroute 5%, for example, of the households. Then we can then generate the plans, the new plans for those 5% rerouted travelers. And then we can use plan preparation to merge them, merge the rerouted plans and the original plans that were generated in the last time by router. Then we can create a link delay again and reroute some people and go back to router. So this is the loop. So do I need to stop, say again? All clear? Any problem? So now I can show the batch file if you are confused. Now here is the iteration 1. In iteration 1, we first start router. And I think after my explanation, you can already understand what these things are. So cd router, we enter the folder of router and we call this router auth.bat. This router auth.bat, let me open it. In the router folder, we have two BATs, two batch files. One for all households, the other one for partial, called partial is for part of household. In the control file of router all, now the network files have already been moved to upper level / network. So I just modified them. And other things are the same, are identical to the last version you run. So this is router all. So I run out router all. Then I will have some plans. The plan file, plan.txt, right? Plan.txt.def, two files. And I use the copy command to copy this file to 3 targets. I first copy them to plan sum because plan sum needs to use it. Then I copy them to plan select. Then I copy them to plan preparation merge because they need this data. Then I deleted this plan file I created. By deleting them, I avoided the problems by not flashing those files. So if I remove it, and the next time it's not generated, then you will see error messages, right? If I don't remove it, and I forgot to update it, then in the future this file will always be the old file. So that's why all the output, in my batch file, all the output of the program will be removed, will be dispatched and removed immediately. So the second step is to enter this plan sum folder and call this plan sum.bat. In the plan sum folder, we can take a look at the control file. It has, it needs the network, and it needs a plan file. By analyzing this plan file, using this equation, so we can specify the equation types, including BPR, BPR plus, and these things, and the parameters of this equation. So in plan sum, I'm using an VDF, which is called BPR function, and these parameters are the parameters of this BPR function. Then I use the plan.txt to generate this link delay.csv, which is the link performance, link delay files. After the second iteration, I use plan select to select some of them for rerouting. So let's go to plan select. In this control file, we have this input called plan.